At least 15 people, including a 10-year-old girl, have been killed in a mass shooting at Bondi Beach in Australia's New South Wales. Now, the victims there range in age from 10 to 87. The attack unfolded on Sunday during a public event marking the start of Hanukkah. Police say that they are treating the shooting as a terrorist incident. Well, yes, that's what happened at the Bondi Beach. The visuals on your screens. Authorities confirmed the two gunmen were father and son. The 50-year-old suspect was found dead. That's the father at the scene, while his 24-year-old son is in the hospital. The son is an Australian-born citizen, while the father arrived in 1998 on a student visa, which was transferred in 2001 to a partner visa and later resident return visas. Let's tell you more about the Bondi massacre and what we know so far. Like I mentioned, this was done by a father-son duo who have been identified as the suspects, 50-year-old father and his 24-year-old son. Now the names, 24-year-old Naveed Akram. He is alive, the son is alive because he sustained critical injuries and he's right now in the hospital there in Australia. Meanwhile, his father, 50-year-old Sajjad Akram, he was killed at the scene. Apart from this, there's also been various investigations, various angles are being probed. One of those angles is the fact that how the pair, the father-son duo, obtained high-powered weapons. This despite Australia having one of the most strictest gun laws in the world. Apart from that, IEDs were also found in shooter's vehicle. Now, the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese convened National Cabinet over gun laws earlier today. Let's just take a listen to the reactions from the political class there in Australia.
What we saw yesterday was an act of pure evil, an act of anti-Semitism, an act of terrorism on our shores in an iconic Australian location, Bondi Beach, that is associated with joy, associated with families gathering, associated with celebrations, and it is forever tarnished by what has occurred last evening. This was an attack deliberately targeted at the Jewish community on the first day of Hanukkah, which of course should be a joyous celebration, and the Jewish community are hurting today. Today all Australians wrap our arms around them and say we stand with you.
ענק, כמו רני גבילי, שפשוט נלחם עד הכדור האחרון. גם היום מנסים לרצוח, ולצערנו גם היום הצליחו לרצוח יהודים, טבחו ביהודים בסידני שבאוסטרליה. אני כתבתי לפני 4 חודשים מכתב לראש ממשלת אוסטרליה. אמרתי לו, המדיניות שלך מעודדת טרור, היא מעודדת אנטישמיות. אתה קורא למדינה פלסטינית ואתה נותן בעצם פרס לחמאס על הטבח הנורא שהם ביצעו בנו ב7 באוקטובר. אני לא שוכח את זה.
I jumped out of a window and I just was like, where's my family? And then we were running up behind me. And I could just hear the gunshots and they're just so loud. And we didn't know which way that they were shooting, so we were like running on the open road. And I just, like, images are just like flashing out, like I just need to get my family safe, so we're just running with heaps of people.
Amazing bravery and the kindness that people are showing. That guy that could have been so much worse if he got the gun off the guy. Amazing. He's a legend.
Yeah. Here's a report from Sydney. Take a look.
Well, I think it's rising here in Sydney and across Australia. Calls for Anthony Albanese, the Prime Minister, to do more, and a lot of criticism about what he hasn't done leading up to this. This was not an attack in isolation. There is precedent. There has been a rising wave of anti-Semitism recorded in Australia. You see here in Sydney and in Melbourne, which are home to the largest communities of Jewish people, there have been attacks on synagogues and on businesses. And we've heard today from Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, saying he believes the Australian leadership should have done more to protect the Jewish people. And I think that sentiment is one that we are certainly hearing more, and I think it's something that the Prime Minister will become under increasing political pressure for. Now, he's made clear there is a unanimous decision in Cabinet today to have tougher gun restrictions, but it's this feeling really about attitudes and safety that is part of the broader conversation, not about guns, but about people's right to feel safe here.
Well, staying on with the Bondi massacre, a video that travelled fastest across social media was of a man lunging from behind, wrapping his arms around a gunman. Well, this is the story of a hero. His name, Ahmad Al-Ahmad, who confronted and disarmed one of the attackers. Take a look at this report.
In the immediate aftermath of one of the most devastating mass shootings in Australia's modern history, a video rapidly circulating on social media showed a man charging from behind and restraining a gunman. A Sydney resident who disarmed a terrorist during a deadly attack at Australia's Bondi Beach. His name is Ahmad Al-Ahmad, now being hailed as a hero. Father of two, Ahmad hid behind parked cars before charging at one of the terrorists from behind, seizing his rifle and knocking him to the ground. Following his act of bravery, his name spread widely, as did a detail that turned out to be wrong. Various media outlets and publications described Ahmad Al-Ahmad as a fruit shop owner. But the fact is that he's not a fruit seller from Sydney's Sutherland Shire. He is in fact the owner of a tobacco and specialty convenience store which he has operated since 2021. The misidentification spread rapidly as Australians searched for ways to express gratitude in the aftermath of the attack, which left at least 15 people dead and dozens more wounded. As a result, messages of gratitude were mistakenly sent to a fruit shop in southern Sydney that people believed belonged to Al-Ahmad. Sutherland Best Fresh quickly addressed the confusion. In a Facebook post on Monday morning, the owners wrote that they were deeply saddened by the tragedy in Bondi and clarified that there had been a misunderstanding regarding the hero's identity and business. They stated that they did not know Ahmad Al-Ahmad nor the location of any fruit shop associated with him, while praising his courage, wishing him a speedy recovery and offering prayers for all those affected by the attack. Al-Ahmad is now recovering in a hospital as tributes pour in for him. NDTV Bureau Report.